following is a feature presentation of the Replay Sports Channel, the home for great games.
Good evening, Hoops fans, and welcome to the Replay Sports Channel's Friday night game of the week. We take you back to the year 1979. It's November 16th, and we've got a Western Conference showdown for you between the Portland Trailblazers and the Phoenix Suns, live from Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix. Hi, everybody. Your host, Glenn Walker, taking you back to 1979 and the NBA 79 replay. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Royal Retros. Drop my cue card. Royal Retros, your home, ultimate one-stop shop representing the teams of the past. Head over to Royal Retros today, www.royalretros.com. Be sure to use the code REPLAY to get 10% off your order. The link will be provided in the show's description. We've got a nice slate of games on tap for you tonight. Of course, our featured game will be the Trailblazers and the Suns, but we will be checking in with some other action. First of all, our main event tonight, Portland Trailblazers, fourth in the Pacific Division. They're about 5.5 games behind the Suns. 4-6 in their last 10 games, 3-3 versus division opponents so far early in the season. They are on a 2-game losing streak. 3 nights ago, they lost an overtime game at home versus the Milwaukee Bucks, 118-109. Expected starting lineup for the Trailblazers tonight: Twardzik, Brewer, Nat, Washington, and Lucas. And the Phoenix Suns come in tonight, first place in the Pacific Division with the record of 14-3, 8-2 in their last 10 games, 6-1 versus division opponents, 8-1 at home. And of course, that loss 2 nights ago, 121-114 versus the Pacers. Expected starting lineup for the Suns tonight: Westfall, Buse, Davis, Robinson, and Adams. And as we take you around the league tonight, some other games which we'll check in with the 10-minute ticker. 8 other games going on. The Houston Rockets playing host to the New York Knicks. The Rockets on a 5-game winning streak. Rockets currently sit atop of the Central Division. Indiana at San Diego, the Clippers are on an 8-game losing streak. The Nets in New Jersey taking on the Bullets. The Nets are 1 game out in front of Boston in the Atlantic. Boston will be entertaining the Jazz. Jazz off to a horrible start this season, just 2-14. The Bucks have the night off. They have a 4.5-game lead over the Nuggets, who are at home versus the Lakers. Lakers are in third in the Pacific, just a half game behind Seattle, who will be hosting Cleveland later tonight. So again, we'll be checking in on those scores as we go throughout the evening. So we're all set to take you out to Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix, and our courtside announcer, I'll join you again at halftime to review the first half.
Here are today's starting lineups. First for Portland, Twardzik, Brewer, Nat, Washington, and Lucas. Portland is coached by Jack Ramsey. And now for Phoenix, Westfall, Hughes, Davis, Robinson, and Adams. Phoenix is coached by John McLeod. Welcome to Bet.MEM Coliseum. For today's game between Portland and 9 and Phoenix and 3. Here are the starting lineups. First for Portland: Twirjic, Brewer, Nat, Washington, and Lucas. Portland is coached by Jack Ramsey. And now for Phoenix: Westfall, Hughes, Davis, Robinson, and Adams. Phoenix is coached by John McLeod. Lucas and Adams will jump. The referee puts it in the air. Phoenix wins the jump ball. Westfall scores from outside. Brewer scores on a drive. Westfall scores from outside. Nat scores from inside. Davis passes to Adams. Adams scores on a drive. Robinson fouls Brewer. Backcourt foul. Brewer makes the free throw. Brewer makes the free throw. Westfall drives. High pick and roll with Adams. Westfall with the turnover. Twirjic misses from outside. Washington taps it in. Robinson misses from inside. But he's fouled by Washington. Robinson makes the free throw. Robinson misses the free throw. Rebounded by Adams. Lucas blocks inside shot by Adams. Rebounded by Adams. And he passes it back out to Westfall. They'll reset the offense. Davis passes to Robinson. Robinson misses from inside. Loose ball foul on Robinson. Number 2 for Robinson. Lineup changes. Hurd enters for Robinson T at power forward for Phoenix. Robinson T will sit with 2 personals. Lucas passes to Nat. Westfall steals it from Nat. Hughes passes to Westfall. Westfall scores on a drive. Brewer scores from outside. Adams passes to Davis. Nat steals it from Davis. Westfall fouls Brewer. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Nat passes to Lucas. Lucas misses from inside. Rebounded by Hughes. Adams ahead to Westfall. Washington steals it from Westfall. Washington passes to Turgic. Turgic misses on a drive. Rebounded by Washington. Hurd steals it from Washington. Davis passes to Adams. Adams misses from inside. Rebounded by Lucas. Brewer passes to Turgic. Turgic misses on a drive. But he's fouled by Adams. Turgic makes the free throw. Turgic makes the free throw. Adams scores from inside. Lucas passes to Turgic. Turgic scores from outside. And he's fouled by Westphal. Lineup changes. Bratz enters for Westphal at point guard for Phoenix. Turgic makes the free throw. Davis with the ball on the wing. The ball is loose. Washington and Hurd both have the ball. Washington and Hurd will jump. Washington and Hurd will jump. The official tossed it in the air. Hurd recovers the tip. Bratz passes to Davis. Davis scores from inside. Lucas passes to Brewer. Brewer misses from outside. But he's fouled by Buse. Brewer makes the free throw. Brewer misses the free throw. Brewer makes the free throw. Buse passes to Davis. Kick ball. Phoenix ball. Phoenix ball. Adams misses from inside. Rebounded by Adams. Adams misses from inside. But he's fouled by Turgic. Adams makes the free throw. Adams makes the free throw. Turgic passes to Lucas. Adams steals it from Lucas. Bratz passes to Buse. Buse scores on a drive. Lucas passes to Nat. Davis steals it from Nat. Davis scores on a fast break. Davis steals it from Nat. Buse passes to Bratz. Bratz misses from outside. Rebounded by Adams. And he sends it back out to Bratz. They'll reset the offense. Davis passes to Bratz. Lucas steals it from Bratz. Brewer scores on a fast break. Adams passes to Bratz. Bratz scores from outside. Brewer misses from outside. Rebounded by Adams. Bratz with the ball. Ahead to Adams. Adams scores on a fast break. Nat scores from inside. Davis passes to Adams. Twerjic steals it from Adams. Lucas passes to Nat. Nat scores from inside. And he's fouled by Davis. Lineup changes. High subs for Buse at shooting guard for Phoenix. Cook J replaces Adams A at center. Nat makes the free throw. Bratz passes to Hurd. Hurd misses from inside. Rebounded by Brewer. Down court to Brewer. Brewer ahead to Twerjic. Davis steals it from Twerjic. Davis to Cook. Cook scores on a fast break. Brewer passes to Lucas. Lucas misses from inside. But he's fouled by Cook. Lucas makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Scott A for Davis W at small forward for Phoenix. Lucas makes the free throw. Bratz passes to Hot. Twerjic steals it from Hot. Nat to Brewer. Brewer misses on a fast break. Rebounded by Hot. Deep to Cook. Cook to Hot. High scores on a fast break. Twerjic misses from outside. But he's fouled by Bratz. Twerjic misses the free throw. Twerjic makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Adams A enters at center for Phoenix. Twerjic makes the free throw. Scott misses from outside. Rebounded by Adams. Adams scores from inside. Brewer passes to Nat. Nat scores from inside. Adams misses from outside. Rebounded by Twerjic. Lucas misses from outside. Rebounded by Hurd. Adams passes to Bratz. Twerjic fouls Bratz. Lineup changes. Fresh 5 for Portland. Hollins, Dunn, Gross, Gielany, and Brewer J. Buse subs for High at shooting guard for Phoenix. Davis W enters at small forward. Scotta moves to power forward. Scott inbounds it for Phoenix. Scott passes to Davis. Leaves it for Buse outside. Buse scores from outside. And he's fouled by Gross. Lineup changes. Washington K enters at power forward for Portland. Hughes misses the free throw. Rebounded by Scott. And he passes it back out to Bratz. They'll reset the offense. Bratz passes to Hughes. Hughes scores a three. Hollins passes to Dunn. Dunn misses from outside. Rebounded by Gross. And he passes it back out to Hollins. Portland resets the offense. Gielany scores from inside. Scott passes to Bratz. Hollins fouls Bratz. Bratz makes the free throw. Bratz makes the free throw. Bratz steals it from Hollins. Adams passes to Davis. Davis scores on a drive. Gross with a turnover. Scott misses from inside. End of the first quarter. Phoenix 38, Portland 32. Brewer R leads Portland with 10 points. Adams leads Phoenix with 10. On the court to start the second quarter. For Portland: Hollins, Brewer, Nat, Washington and Lucas. And for Phoenix: Westfall, Hughes, Davis, Robinson and Adams. Lucas passes to Washington. Being pressured. Loose ball. There's a pile on the floor. But Washington got it back. Washington has to call a timeout. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Brewer passes to Washington. Washington misses from inside. Rebounded by Adams. Westfall passes to Davis. Davis misses from outside. Loose ball foul on Nat. First personal. Robinson inbounds it for Phoenix. Hughes passes to Davis. Davis misses from outside. Rebounded by Nat. Brewer passes to Nat. Nat scores from inside. Nat has hit 5 straight. Adams with a turnover. Lineup changes. Cook J in for Adams, A at center for Phoenix. Cook steals it from Hollins. Davis scores from outside. Nat passes to Lucas. Lucas misses from inside. Rebounded by Hughes. Westfall with the ball in his possession. The ref stops play. Illegal defense warning issued to Portland. Davis scores from outside. Washington misses from inside, but he's fouled by Davis. Washington misses the free throw. Washington makes the free throw. Robinson scores from inside. Lucas passes to Washington. Washington scores from inside. Westfall passes to Buse. Buse misses from outside. Rebounded by Lucas. Robinson and Nat exchanging words. Nat scores from inside. Nat has made 6 straight. Robinson scores from inside. Brewer scores from outside. Holland steals it from Westfall. Walter Davis is hurt. Injury timeout. Hamstring injury. He's leaving the game. He should be back. Lineup changes. Twerjic replaces Hollins at point guard for Portland. Scott A enters at small forward for Phoenix. Adams A in at center. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Twerjic passes to Washington. Washington misses from inside, but he's fouled by Robinson. Washington misses the free throw. Lineup changes. Hurd in for Robinson T at power forward for Phoenix. Washington makes the free throw. Buse scores from outside, and he's fouled by Brewer. Lineup changes. Brewer J replaces Lucas at center for Portland. Buse makes the free throw. Hurd blocks outside shot by Brewer. Rebounded by Washington. Washington scores from inside. Westfall passes to Scott. Scott scores from outside. Nat passes to Twerjic. Westfall lands hard on the floor. The whistle blows. And it's an offensive foul on Twerjic. His third personal. Lineup changes. Hollins enters at point guard for Portland. Twerjic will sit with 3 fouls. Adams passes to Buse. Buse scores on a drive. Hollins passes to Nat. Nat misses from outside. Loose ball foul on Scott. Scott draws his first personal. Lineup changes. Lucas enters at center for Portland. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Lucas passes to Nat. Nat scores from inside. And he's fouled by Hurd. Nat misses the free throw. Rebounded by Brewer. And he passes it back out to Hollins. Portland resets the offense. Nat scores from outside. Westfall misses a three. But he's fouled by Hollins. Westfall makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Brewer J in at center for Portland. Westfall misses the free throw. Rebounded by Brewer. Washington passes to Nat. Nat misses from outside. Rebounded by Brewer. Nat scores from inside. Adams misses on a drive. Rebounded by Brewer. Brewer passes to Hollins. Hollins misses from outside. Rebounded by Adams. Adams scores on a fast break. Brewer fakes left and drives. Screen roll with Brewer. Off the foot of Buse. Out of bounds. Portland ball. Portland ball. Lineup changes. Dunn subs for Hollins at point guard for Portland. Lucas enters at center. High subs for Buse at shooting guard for Phoenix. Kramer enters for Scott A at small forward. Kramer will see his first action. Cook J in for Adams A at center. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Westfall steals it from Nat. High and Washington exchanging words. Westfall passes to Hot. Brewer fouls Hot. Lineup changes. Brewer J in at center for Portland. Kramer inbounds it for Phoenix. Cook passes to Westfall. Brewer fouls Westfall. Westfall makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Gross replaces Nat at small forward for Portland. Westfall makes the free throw. Dunn misses from inside. Rebounded by Gross. And he tosses it back out to Dunn. They'll reset the offense. Brewer passes to Washington. Hurd slapped it away. Dives into the seats. Can't grab it. Out of bounds. Portland ball. Portland ball. Lineup changes. Paxson replaces Brewer R at shooting guard for Portland. Lucas enters at center. Bratz replaces Westfall at point guard for Phoenix. Scott A enters at power forward. Adams A enters at center. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Paxson passes to Lucas. Lucas scores from inside. Adams passes to Hot. Washington blocks drive shot by Hot. Rebounded by Scott. Washington blocks inside shot by Scott. Rebounded by Bratz. And he passes it back out to High. Phoenix will reset. Bounces it over to Kramer down on the blocks. Kramer misses from inside. But he's fouled by Washington. Kramer makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Twerjic enters at point guard for Portland. Dunn slides to shooting guard. Kramer makes the free throw. Gross passes to Lucas. Lucas scores from inside. High with the turnover. Lineup changes. Hollins enters at point guard for Portland. Hurd enters at power forward for Phoenix. Cook J enters at center. Hurd steals it from Hollins. Bratz ahead to Kramer. Back to Bratz. Back to Kramer. Kramer scores on a fast break. Hollins passes to Lucas. Lucas with the turnover. Lineup changes. Brewer J enters at center for Portland. Buse subs for High at shooting guard for Phoenix. Kramer passes to Cook. Cook misses from outside. Rebounded by Dunn. Gross with the ball. To Hollins. Hollins scores on a fast break. Dunn steals it from Kramer. Hollins scores from outside. Kramer passes to Bratz. Hollins steals it from Bratz. Hollins scores on a fast break. Hollins steals it from Hurd. Gross to Hollins. Hurd blocks fast break shot by Hollins. Out of bounds. Portland ball. Portland ball. Lineup changes. Dunn slides to point guard for Portland. Hollins gets a much needed rest. Brewer are in at shooting guard. Nat replaces Gross at small forward. Lucas in at power forward. Westfall replaces Bratz at point guard for Phoenix. Scott A enters at power forward. Adams A enters at center. Nat inbounds it for Portland. Lucas passes to Nat. Nat misses from inside. But he's fouled by Kramer. Nat makes the free throw. Nat misses the free throw. Rebounded by Kramer. Buse passes to Westfall. Dunn steals it from Westfall. Dunn with the ball. To Nat. Nat misses on a fast break. Rebounded by Kramer. Buse passes to Adams. Adams scores from outside. Brewer passes to Brewer. Brewer scores from outside. Westfall passes to Adams. Adams scores from inside. The end of the first half. Phoenix 66, Portland 63. Portland is led by Nat with 20 points. Adams attops Phoenix with 16. On the court to start the third quarter. For Portland, Twerjic, Brewer, Nat, Washington and Lucas. And for Phoenix, Westfall, Buse, Davis, Robinson and Adams. Washington passes to Lucas. Adams blocks inside shot by Lucas. Rebounded by Robinson. Westfall scores on a fast break. Washington passes to Brewer. Brewer misses from outside. Rebounded by Adams. Buse passes to Davis. Davis misses from outside. Loose ball foul on Adams. Second for Adams. Twerjic passes to Nat. Nat misses from inside. Tip by Nat. No good. Rebounded by Robinson. Buse passes to Davis. Davis scores from inside. Lucas scores from inside. Davis scores from inside. Lucas passes to Brewer. Brewer scores from outside. Westfall misses a three. Rebounded by Buse. And he passes it back out to Westfall. They'll reset the offense. Davis scores from outside. And he's fouled by Nat. Davis makes the free throw. Brewer passes to Nat. Davis blocks outside shot by Nat. Rebounded by Nat. Adams steals it from Nat. Adams passes to Robinson. Washington fouls Robinson. Robinson inbounds it for Phoenix. Westfall passes to Robinson. Robinson misses from inside. Rebounded by Robinson. Robinson misses from inside. Rebounded by Lucas. Lucas passes to Twerjic. Twerjic with the turnover. Robinson scores from inside. Lucas passes to Brewer. Hughes steals it from Brewer. Davis passes to Adams. Adams scores from inside. Washington scores from inside. Westfall misses from outside, but he's fouled by Turgeon. Westfall makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Hollins enters for Turgeon at point guard for Portland. Brewer J enters for Lucas at center. Westfall makes the free throw. Nat scores from outside. Brewer blocks outside shot by Davis. Rebounded by Brewer. Brewer passes to Brewer. Brewer scores from outside. Sends it to Westfall outside. Westfall scores from outside. Brewer passes to Brewer. Brewer scores from outside. Westfall passes to Robinson. Washington fouls Robinson. Lineup changes. Brewer J moves to power forward for Portland. Washington K will sit with 4 personals. Lucas enters at center. Robinson inbounds it for Phoenix. Westfall misses from outside. Rebounded by Davis. Davis scores from inside. Adams fouls Lucas. Brewer inbounds it for Portland. Hollins passes to Lucas. Adams steals it from Lucas. Westfall with the ball. To Davis. Davis with the turnover. Brewer misses from outside. Rebounded by Robinson. Hughes scores on a drive. Lucas passes to Hollins. Hollins misses from outside. Rebounded by Hollins. And he passes it back out to Brewer. They'll reset the offense. Brewer scores from outside. Hughes passes to Adams. Adams scores from inside. Adams has made 5 straight. Hollins scores a 3. Adams misses from outside. But he's fouled by Lucas. Adams makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Giolani subs for Brewer J at power forward for Portland. Adams misses the free throw. Rebounded by Lucas. Robinson blocks inside shot by Giolani. Out of bounds. Portland ball. Portland ball. Nat inbounds it for Portland. Lucas passes to Giuliani. Giuliani misses from outside. Loose ball foul on Brewer. Is third personal. Hughes goes to the line for two. Hughes makes the free throw. Hughes misses the free throw. Rebounded by Lucas. Adams steals it from Lucas. Adams to Davis. Davis misses on a fast break. Rebounded by Adams. He passes to Westfall. They'll reset the offense. Westfall dribbling. The whistle blows. Illegal defense called on Portland. Westfall will shoot the technical. Lineup changes. Dunn in for Hollins at point guard for Portland. Gross subs for Nat at small forward. Westfall makes the free throw. Phoenix will get the ball. Robinson inbounds it for Phoenix. Davis scores on a drive. Lucas passes to Gross. Gross misses from outside. Rebounded by Davis. Westfall misses from outside. Rebounded by Giuliani. Brewer to Gross. Called for the offensive foul. His second personal. Lineup changes. Paxson for Brewer are at shooting guard for Portland. Brewer J enters at power forward. Bratt subs for Westfall at point guard for Phoenix. High replaces Buse at shooting guard. Cook J replaces Adams A at center. Bratt's passes to High. High misses from outside. Rebounded by Davis. Davis misses from inside. Rebounded by Gross. Gross passes to Lucas. Lucas misses from inside. Rebounded by Dunn. And he decides to pass it back out to Paxson. They'll reset the offense. Gross passes to Paxson. Paxson misses from outside. Rebounded by Cook. High misses on a fast break. But he's fouled by Brewer. High makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Hollins in at point guard for Portland. Giuliani enters at power forward. High misses the free throw. High misses the free throw. Rebounded by Paxson. Paxson passes to Gross. High steals it from Gross. Davis passes to High. High misses from outside. Rebounded by Gross. Lucas misses from inside. Rebounded by Cook. Davis with a turnover. Lineup changes. Dunn enters at point guard for Portland. Scott A subs for Davis W at small forward for Phoenix. Hurd in for Robinson T at power forward. Adams A enters at center. Dunn scores from inside. Bratz passes to Adams. Lucas is pushed to the floor. The play has been whistled dead. Offensive foul. Number 4 for Adams. Lineup changes. Brewer R enters for Paxson at shooting guard for Portland. Nat for Gross at small forward. Westfall replaces Bratz at point guard for Phoenix. Cook J enters at center. Adams A leaves with 4 personals. Lucas passes to Nat. Nat misses from outside. The ball is batted around. Out of bounds. Phoenix ball. Phoenix ball. Lineup changes. Brewer J enters at power forward for Portland. Scott passes to Westfall. Dunn steals it from Westfall. Nat scores on a fast break. Scott scores on a drive. Lucas passes to Dunn. Dunn misses on a drive. Rebounded by Lucas. Cook fouls Lucas. Lineup changes. Hollins enters at point guard for Portland. Giolini enters at power forward. Buse for High at shooting guard for Phoenix. Nat inbounds it for Portland. Lucas passes to Brewer. Brewer misses from inside. Rebounded by Giolini. Whistle. Pushing off on Giolini. His first personal. Lineup changes. Dunn enters at point guard for Portland. Davis W enters at small forward for Phoenix. Robinson T replaces Hurd at power forward. Cook passes to Davis. Davis misses from outside. Rebounded by Lucas. Lucas passes to Dunn. It lands out of bounds. Phoenix ball. Phoenix ball. Lineup changes. Hollins enters at point guard for Portland. Brewer J in at center. Buse passes to Cook. Cook scores from inside. Hollins passes to Nat. Nat misses from outside. Rebounded by Giolini. Giolini scores from inside. End of the third quarter. Phoenix 99, Portland 86. Nat leads Portland with 24 points. Davis W and Adams atop Phoenix with 21. On the court to start the fourth quarter. For Portland: Hollins, Dunn, Gross, Gielany and Brewer. And for Phoenix: Bratz, High, Robinson, Hurd and Cook. Bratz passes to Cook. Cook misses from inside, but he's fouled by Hollins. Cook makes the free throw. Cook makes the free throw. Hollins passes to Gielany. Gielany scores on a drive. And he's fouled by Hurd. Gielany makes the free throw. High attacks the rim. Pick and roll with Robinson. Dunn steals it from High. Hollins brings the ball up. Swings it to Dunn. TR Dunn is hurting. Injury timeout. He's shaken up, but he'll remain in the game. Gross inbounds it for Portland. Hollins passes to Dunn. Dunn misses from outside. Rebounded by Brewer. Brewer scores from inside. High scores from outside. With the bullet pass to Gross on the perimeter. Gross with a turnover. Hurd passes to Robinson. Gross sent sprawling to the floor. Offensive foul on Robinson. That's the fourth for Robinson. Brewer passes to Gross. Robinson fouls Gross. Lineup changes. Davis W in for Robinson T at small forward for Phoenix. Robinson T leaves in foul trouble. Gross inbounds it for Portland. Can't find an open man. 5-second violation. Davis passes to Hot. Offensive foul on Hot. His first personal. Hollins scores on a drive. Cook misses on a drive. Loose ball foul on Dunn. His first personal. Hurd inbounds it for Phoenix. Bratz drives down the lane. Pick and roll with Hurd. Bratz passes to Cook. Cook misses from outside. Rebounded by Gielany. Dunn to Gross. Gross scores on a fast break. High passes to Bratz. Bratz scores from outside. Bratz steals it from Gielany. Bratz with the ball. To Davis. Davis scores on a fast break. Hollins passes to Gross. Gross misses from outside. Rebounded by Dunn. Dunn misses from inside. Knocked out of bounds. Phoenix ball. Phoenix ball. Lineup changes. Fresh 5 for Portland. Twierczyk, Brewer R, Nat, Washington K, and Lucas. Westfall in for Bratz at point guard for Phoenix. Buse in for High at shooting guard. Scott A subs for Hurd at power forward. Westfall scores on a drive. Davis is knocked to the floor. That draws a whistle. That's a charge on Nat. Third for Nat. Lineup changes. Adams A replaces Cook J at center for Phoenix. Adams passes to Westfall. Westfall scores from outside. Lucas passes to Twierczyk. Twierczyk scores on a drive. Washington blocks outside shot by Westfall. Rebounded by Washington. Scott blocks fast break shot by Brewer. Out of bounds. Portland ball. Portland ball. Lineup changes. Hurd enters at power forward for Phoenix. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Nat passes to Lucas. Adams blocks inside shot by Lucas. Rebounded by Adams. Buse ahead to Adams. Washington steals it from Adams. Twierczyk with the ball. To Brewer. Brewer scores on a fast break. Adams passes to Buse. Gives the ball to Davis outside. Davis with the turnover. Lineup changes. Scott A enters at power forward for Phoenix. Twierczyk misses from outside. Rebounded by Nat. And he passes the ball back out to Twierczyk. Portland will reset. Lucas passes to Washington. Washington scores from inside. Scott passes to Davis. Nat steals it from Davis. Brewer brings it up. Twierczyk passes to Washington. Washington scores from inside. Washington has hit 5 straight. Westfall passes to Scott. Washington fouls Scott. Lineup changes. Dunn enters at point guard for Portland. Robinson T replaces Scott A at power forward for Phoenix. Robinson inbounds it for Phoenix. Davis drives to the basket. Sets a screen and rolls with Robinson. Buse passes to Westfall. Westfall scores on a drive. Brewer passes to Lucas. Lucas with the turnover. Lineup changes. Hollins enters at point guard for Portland. Robinson passes to Buse. Buse misses from outside. Rebounded by Lucas. Hollins takes it up. Bounces off the rim. The shot is being waved off. A foul was called on Buse. Lineup changes. Brewer J enters at center for Portland. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Hollins passes to Washington. Washington misses from inside. But he's fouled by Davis. Washington misses the free throw. Washington misses the free throw. Rebounded by Brewer. Davis steals it from Brewer. Westfall bringing the ball up. Dishes to Buse on the perimeter. Buse passes to Adams. Adams misses from outside. Batted out of bounds. Portland ball. Portland ball. Lineup changes. Twerjic enters at point guard for Portland. Lucas enters at center. Lucas passes to Twerjic. Twerjic scores from outside. Hard off the rim. They are waving the shot off. Twerjic was called for a foul before the shot. Robinson inbounds it for Phoenix. Adams goes hard to the rack. High screen and roll with Robinson. Adams scores on a drive. Twerjic passes to Brewer. Brewer scores from outside. Davis passes to Westfall. Westfall misses on a drive. Rebounded by Lucas. Long pass to Brewer. Brewer to Nat. Nat scores on a fast break. Buse passes to Robinson. Robinson scores from inside. Brewer passes to Lucas. Lucas misses from inside. Rebounded by Adams. Westfall takes the ball up. Robinson misses from outside. Rebounded by Washington. Twerjic dribbles into the front court. Lucas passes to Twerjic. Twerjic scores from outside. Westfall misses on a drive. Tipped by Adams. Off the rim. Washington with the rebound. Lucas passes to Washington. Davis steals it from Washington. Westfall with the ball. To Davis all alone down court. Davis scores on a fast break. Maurice Lucas is hurt. Injury timeout. Arm injury. But he'll remain in the game. Washington inbounds it for Portland. Lucas passes to Turgic. Turgic scores from outside. Lucas with assist number 10. Adams passes to Robinson. Robinson misses from inside. Rebounded by Washington. Brewer to Turgic. Turgic scores on a fast break. Buse passes to Westphal. Westphal misses on a drive. Rebounded by Lucas. Turgic dribbles into the front court. Nat misses from inside. But he's fouled by Davis. Nat makes the free throw. Nat makes the free throw. Westphal passes to Adams. Washington blocks inside shot by Adams. The ball is batted around. Knocked out of bounds. Phoenix ball. Phoenix ball. Lineup changes. Hollins enters at point guard for Portland. Robinson inbounds it for Phoenix. Knocked out of bounds. Portland ball. Lucas passes to Hollins. Westphal steals it from Hollins. Adams to Westphal. Westphal misses a three. Rebounded by Nat. Hollins brings the ball up. Lucas passes to Brewer. Brewer misses from outside. Rebounded by Washington. Washington misses from inside. But he's fouled by Davis. Washington makes the free throw. Lineup changes. Robinson T moves to small forward for Phoenix. Hurd enters at power forward. Washington makes the free throw. Adams scores from inside. Brewer scores a three. Put up or shut up time. Westphal scores on a drive. And he's fouled by Hollins. Westfall makes the free throw. Gross passes to Hollins. Hollins misses from outside. Rebounded by Gross. Nervous time. Gross misses from inside. Game over. What a ball game. Phoenix 124, Portland 122. The final score, Phoenix 124, Portland 122. Phoenix was led by Westfall with 25 points, Davis with 25 points, Adams with 25 points, 13 rebounds. Portland was led by Nat with 28 points, Brewer with 29 points.
Wow, and you saw it here live on the Replay Sports Channel studios. An exciting game from Phoenix. The Suns hold on to win it 124 to 122. Your Replay Sports Channel player of the game goes to Alvin Adams. What a night he had. 25 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. It came down to the wire, but Phoenix holds on to win it 124 to 122. They improve their record to 15-3. And we take a look at scores around the association. Hopefully you saw the 10-minute ticker there in the left-hand corner, so you probably saw some of those developments. Boston, no surprise, at the Garden, 108 to 78 winners over Utah. Dave Cowens with 19 points, Maxwell with 17 rebounds. In New Jersey, the Nets top the Bullets, 107 to 96. Kevin Newland with 25 points, Hayes with 11 rebounds. And at the Spectrum in Philly, the 76ers 122, San Antonio 115. In that game, Dr. J with 32 points in that game. Keenan for the Spurs in the loss with 33 points. In Houston, the Knicks on the road win at 118 to 109. Cartwright had 28 points, Malone with 19 rebounds. In the Mile High City, Los Angeles had to deal with the Nuggets. It was close most of the way. The Lakers pull away 115 to 107. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 31 points in that one. Alex English with 29 rebounds. In Kansas City, the Kings 118 to 111 over the Chicago Bulls. Otis Birdsong with 31 points in that one. And the upset of the night, the San Diego Fleet came in with an 8-game losing streak. They upset the Indiana Pacers 128 to 120. World Free. This game had to go to overtime to decide it. World Free, 36 points. Nader with 19 rebounds. And in Seattle, the Sonics win at 102 to 97 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Gus Williams with 28 points. So as we take a look at our standings, New Jersey on top of the Atlantic Division by a full game over the Boston Celtics. In the Central, the Houston Rockets, 2.5 games over the Atlanta, forgetting their nickname, the Atlanta Hawks. Been a long day. In the Midwest Division, the Milwaukee Bucks were off tonight, but Denver could not make up any ground. Milwaukee 5 games ahead of both Denver and Kansas City. And in the Pacific Division, Phoenix, with that win, stay ahead of Seattle 2.5 games. Make sure to join us next time on our NBA 79 replay when we'll have the Indiana Pacers meet the Boston Celtics in our next game. That'll be the Friday after Thanksgiving in 1979. So that should be a great one. Thank you again for joining us. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Replay Sports channel. This has been Glenn Walker signing off. Have a great rest of your day.